A while ago last month, I reviewed Big Mama's House 2 for its anniversary, and now it's been 15 years since the third and final installment came along. But is it really that bad like the last one, or am I going to prove to the critics they are wrong? Well, this one kind of is a little bad, but not as bad as they say it is. Here it is. Here's my review of in celebration of its 15th anniversary. Big Mamas like father, like son. Yo, man, this is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome again to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. I'm the Big D, and this time around, I bring to you a review of the 2011 crime comedy flick Big Mamas Like Father, Like Son, released by Fox for Regency Enterprises. This being the first film in the series not to be produced by both studios together. Fox just released it, and Regency presented it. This was the third and final installment to the Big Mama film trilogy. It's a sequel to 2000's Big Mama's House and Big Mama's House 2 from 5 years prior in 2006. This film was released on February 18, 2011. Henceforth, today's the film's 15th anniversary. And this was directed by John Whitesell, who also helmed the previous installment. The film has Martin Lawrence back in the role of FBI agent Malcolm Turner. And this time he is joined by Brandon T. Jackson, who plays a now grown up version of Trent Pierce, Malcolm's stepson, who was originally played by Jascha Washington from the previous two films. Well, which is a shame he doesn't return, but well. While it wasn't as successful as the other two films, but it was a modest hit. But not a 110% big hit, though. But if you haven't seen my reviews of the first two, of its two predecessors, its first two films, then check out the Big Mama playlist. I've just picked it up so that way you can catch my reviews of Big Mama's House and Big Mama's House 2 if you might miss them or if you would like to see them again. Now, of course, if you saw my Big Mama's House 2 review, you know that I mentioned that I just put up a new cover picture for Big Mama's House, well, for my Big Mama's House video, so that way you'll see a better picture instead of my old picture. Okay, here we go. FBI agent Malcolm Turner is elated to learn that his stepson, Trent Pierce, has been accepted to attend Duke University. However, Trent, who was a rapper under the alias Prodigy, yeah, that's Prod, Prodi dash capital G, instead wants Malcolm to sign a recording contract for him since he's underage. When Malcolm refuses, Trent's best friends encourage him to ambush Malcolm on the job in order to obtain the signature. Malcolm, in an attempt to capture Russian gang member Chirkov, yeah, it's Chirkoff, okay, uses an informant named Kennedy to deliver a flash drive to the gang. Kennedy reveals that the flash drive is empty and a duplicate is hidden with a friend at the Georgia Girls School for the Arts. During the exchange, Kennedy's cover is blown and he's killed, which Trent witnesses. Malcolm eventually rescues Trent and they escape, but as Trent's car was left at the scene, Malcolm knows the gang members will be able to track them down, so the two are forced to hide under cover. Malcolm once again becomes his wife Sherry, who unfortunately is also, well, not in this, but I believe she was mentioned, as once again as her grandmother, Hattie Mae Pierce, aka Big Mama, and also disguises Trent as an obese girl named Charmaine, Big Mom, who would be Big Mama's great niece. Big Mama takes a job as a house mother at the school while Charmaine is enrolled as a student. Surrounded by attractive young women, Trent nearly blows his cover but befriends a girl named Haley Robinson. The headmistress announces that a historic music box has been stolen from the library, and Malcolm deduces that it contains the flash drive. While scoping out the library, Malcolm encounters security guard Curtis Cool, who attempts to woo him while giving a tour. Seeing a picture of Curtis with Kane, Malcolm realizes that he is the friend and tries to find out more about the music box. Meanwhile, the gang members approach Trent's best friends, posing as record producers, and encourage them to notify them of Trent's whereabouts. Trent sets up a date between Hallie, excuse me. He reverts to his true self and goes, and the day goes well. But an encounter with his best friends alerts the gang members to tail them. Trent helps Haley perfect her musical performance for the upcoming showcase event, trying to get into a duet. They exchange a kiss at the end of the date, while Haley encourages Trent to pursue college. Before the gang members can capture him, he changes back into his Charmaine disguise, throwing them off. Learning of an exchange between two students in Curtis, Malcolm attempts to flirt with him in order to apprehend him for stealing the music box. But the secret exchange ends up being the stolen mascot from a rival school. Now I'm going to go to the end. Saw this video once, go to the description box below, fast forward to the time below. So I'm now counting down. If you've seen this movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. During this encounter, Malcolm reveals his true identity to Curtis after gaining the favor of several students by offering sage advice and comfort to them. He finally learns the music box was actually stolen by Haley. All right, should say Hallie, but I'm just gonna have to say it either way. Sorry, folks. She did to become a full-fledged member of the Divas, a group of top artists in school. As she is about to perform her duet, Malcolm forces Trent to retain his disguise, and he attempts to perform the duet with Haley as Charmaine, only to break disguise and ruin the performance. As Haley storms off, the gang members arrive and a chase ensues. Trent accidentally draws their attention as he attempts to pursue Haley and explain himself. Just as he recovers the flash drive, the gang members catch up and hold him at gunpoint. Big Mama interferes and provides an escape, but all three are caught again and Malcolm's disguise is revealed. Just as Cherkov is about to kill them, Curtis arrives with a taser and saves the day. Trent and Haley reconcile, and Malcolm signs the former's contract only to have him tear it up and reveal his new plan to attend college. Mm-hmm. So, as the film ends, Malcolm and Trent make an agreement to keep the whole ordeal a secret from Sherry. End of story. So, what did I think of Big Mama's like father, like son? Well, I've only seen this twice, and like the other two films, this one's okay. It's not quite as memorable as the other ones are, but yeah, it's okay. It still provided a few humorous bits and what have you, just like the other two, though. It still provided a funny bits of going undercover and what have you. Yeah, I will agree that it still had that, but it still had some issues though. Upon its release, the film got dissed just like its the last film, and it was certified rotten big time with a mere 5% on Rotten Tomatoes, just like its predecessor. As they say, it's unnecessary, unfunny, and generally unwelcome. The film offers more of the same for fans of Martin Lawrence's perplexingly popular series. Well, that may be, but yeah, I really think this could have been better. If they had kind of made a better idea, that would have been okay. But well, this film's okay. Like I said, it's okay and what have you. It's not quite an actual guilty pleasure since I've only seen it twice, but I'll say it's okay. Metacritic has a low score of 22, and audiences polled by CinemaScore gave it a B plus. However, Mike Hale of the New York Times noted strong similarities to the 1959 film Some Like It Hot with Marilyn Monroe, Tony Curtis, and Jack Lemmon, which I've never seen, but I've heard of it though, and described the performance of Faizon Love as the only amusing thing in the film. Yeah, I will say, aside from Martin Lawrence, and well, Brandon T. Jackson's fine, but I will say Faizon Love's performance was really something. I really liked that. And it got nominated for 3 Razzies, but for worst as Marion Lawrence and Brandon T. Jackson were nominated for Worst Actress and Worst Supporting Actress. But as you can imagine, both lost to Adam Sandler for Jack and Jill, released the same year. Ken Jeong got nominated for Worst Supporting Actor, but lost, since he only had a small cameo. Despite the film's dissing big time, the film did okay, but not as good as the other two, as it managed to make $82 million worldwide on its $32 million budget. But however, it did have a pretty decent soundtrack, where it had in the closing credits a music video titled "I'ma Do It Big" was released before the film came out. It's a song by Brandon T. Jackson, features the rappers One Chance and T-Pain. The song starts off with a verse by Jackson, then a verse by T-Pain, then another verse by Jackson, but this verse is rapped by his real life alter ego Charmaine. Yeah. There was a soundtrack album released just 3 days before the movie came out and had 14 new songs, which included a cover of the classic tune Ain't Nobody, which was originally done by Rufus and Chaka Khan. But of course, it's been done numerous times, too many actually. Yeah, too many times. Which was performed by Brandon T. Jackson and Jessica Lucas, who played Haley. Which I thought that was one of the few things that eventually saved the film. David Newman does the score for the film for this one, so yeah, he did fine on it. So, of course, even though of course, he had also done the scores for well, just about numerous films, including the original Frankenweenie from 1985, and he's done the scores for other films like, oh, there's too many to mention from the looks of it. Yeah, like the Scooby Doo prequel films, and recently before this, Alvin and the Chipmunks, the Squeakquel. And Are We There Yet? And of course, the theatrical Scooby Doo films and Blue Sky Studios breakout hit Ice Age as well. Oh, and plus lots of other sequels: Doctor Dolittle 2, Nutty Professor 2, The Clumps. Oh, the list could go on, but he's done scores all the way back to 1984 with Frankenweenie, and then went on to do stuff like Critters, The Brave Little Toaster, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, and many others. There's too many to mention. He's composed a ton of scores. So let's not get into all of them, okay? For the cast, we have Martin Lawrence back as Malcolm Turner, who once again dons the guise of Hattie Mae Pierce, aka Big Mama. And I'm gonna say, still pretty fine, not quite as good as the other two films. So Brandon T. Jackson takes on the roles of now grown up Trent Pierce, who takes on the role of Charmaine Daisy Pierce. He's fine. Jessica Lucas played Haley, and I'm gonna say she's pretty good. Of course, most people would know this gal from shows like Melrose Place, as well as she'd also be on The Resident, Edgemont, and Gotham. She would also appear in Cloverfield and Evil Dead 2013, and the music video for Coldplay song True Love as well. I must admit, she's pretty good. Now, that one I do like. Playing Jasmine, one of the girls, is Portia Doubleday, who would later go on to play Chris Hargensen in a remake of Carrie. Stand by. Sorry about that. Didn't want to cough in the vid. But anyway, Portia Doubleday later went on to play Chris Hargensen in the 2013 remake of Carrie, which also had Chloe Grace Moretz, who appeared as the little girl named Carrie in the last Big Mama's House film. And there's Mia. There's Michelle Ang as the character of Mia, and Emily Rios as Isabel. Let's see. Yeah, Cherkov was played by Tony Curran, who who has more recently started appearing on the Star streaming series Outlander: Blood of My Blood. He's also been in Underworld Evolution. Let's see. Oh yeah, and I also know him from other films. He was also in Gladiator, Pearl Harbor, Blade 2. Oh, and also I know him best as Rodney Skinner, alias the Invisible Man from the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Let's see. And we have Faizon Love as Curtis Cool. Unfortunately, he's uncredited though. As much as I hate to say it, there's Mark John Jeffries as the character Rembrandt, and Sherry Shepard as the character of Beverly Townsend. Oh yeah, and there's also as the character of Kinney, Anthony Kinney, is Max Costello, who of course most people would know him from the Jack and Daxter games, and also as Vincent Vinny Del Pino of TV's Doogie Howser MD. Yeah, I was surprised to see him all grown up in a movie like this. So anyway, so the cast is fine, what have you. So from my point of view, Big Mama's Like Father Like Son, it's okay. It's nice, not quite as great though. It kind of ranks up there with the second one, but it's nowhere as good as the first one. While it does have some humorous bits and what have you, and some stuff, and Faison Love's uncredited appearance does save this film from being a total disappointment. But I'll let that be up to you. You be the judge. So I would only recommend you give this a one-time watch if you're a hardcore completionist. But if not, then I'd say avoid this film at all costs. Stick with the first Big Mama's House, okay? So that's all I'm going to say about this. So, what did you think of Big Mama's Like Father, Like Son? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, and you know the rest. Join me later tonight when I bring to you my review of another black exploitation flick from the 70s in Foxy Brown. So, if you like this, check out my reviews for some of these other films. Here's some other Martin Lawrence films I've tackled. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Blue Streak from 1999, released a year before he did Big Mama's House. The upper right-hand corner is my spoiler-free review of the recent hit of Bad Boys Ride or Die, which that was a pretty good sequel. Or if you'd like a sequel with that might be that's also okay in funny in ways, but not as good as its predecessor. Check out my review I did last year for Night Professor to the Clumps. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying see ya.